Quote Retreat by Sandor. One quote, one reflection, one thought that could bring a moment of light and energy to your day. Join me as we take a look at today's quote. The quote is by Albert Einstein, born 1879, died 1955. It reads, "Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new." Let's take a moment together to explore the messages within this quote. Making mistakes is often seen as failure. But what if the greatest scientific mind of the 20th century told us it was essential for innovation? Einstein's perspective on failure completely transforms how we should think about progress.
That's such an interesting angle to explore, especially since Einstein's own path was filled with what many would consider early setbacks.
Well, here's what's fascinating. Einstein couldn't even land a job as a physicist after graduating. He ended up as a patent clerk in Bern, Switzerland. But during those seemingly mundane years, he was developing theories that would revolutionize our understanding of the universe.
So how did he manage to develop such groundbreaking ideas while working a regular office job?
You know what's incredible? The patent office actually gave him something precious: time to think. While examining patents, he would conduct these thought experiments, like imagining riding alongside a beam of light. These weren't just daydreams. They became the foundation of his special theory of relativity.
That really challenges our modern notion of success, doesn't it? I mean, here's someone in what many would consider a dead-end job, yet he's mentally revolutionizing physics.
Exactly right. And what's even more fascinating is that his famous equation, E equals mc squared, emerged from pure theoretical thinking. No fancy lab, no complex experiments, just logical deduction and mathematical reasoning. It showed that energy and mass are essentially different forms of the same thing.
So if we think about the practical implications of that discovery, from nuclear power to our understanding of how stars work, it's mind-blowing how much impact came from those thought experiments.
Oh, absolutely. And here's something many people don't realize. Einstein's theories have practical applications in things we use every day. Like, GPS satellites have to account for relativistic effects he predicted. Or they'd be off by miles. Even modern solar panels owe something to his explanation of the photoelectric effect.
Let's talk about his life beyond science. Wasn't he also deeply involved in social causes?
That's where Einstein's character really shines through. After fleeing Nazi Germany in 1933, he became an outspoken advocate for civil rights in America. He saw racism as a disease of white people and refused to stay silent about it, even when it wasn't popular to speak up.
That must have taken considerable courage, especially as an immigrant during such turbulent times.
Well, what's particularly interesting is how he used his fame as a platform. He wasn't content to just be the genius scientist. He felt a moral obligation to speak out against injustice. And get this, in 1939, he signed a letter to President Roosevelt warning about the possibility of Germany developing an atomic bomb, which helped initiate the Manhattan Project.
I've heard he later regretted that involvement. How did he handle that?
You know, that's such a crucial part of his story. He became a passionate advocate for nuclear disarmament, spent the last decades of his life working for peace. It really connects back to our theme about mistakes. He wasn't afraid to admit when he thought he'd made one, even on a global scale.
That's fascinating. And didn't he also have some interesting hobbies outside of physics?
Oh yes. He was an accomplished violinist who often played Mozart when stuck on difficult physics problems. There's this great story about him, once getting so lost in a violin solo during a performance that he had to ask the other musicians where they were in the piece.
That's such a wonderful illustration of how he integrated art and science in his life.
Exactly. And he believed that true scientific theories should have an elegant simplicity to them. He once said, "The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science."
Speaking of education, wasn't there some controversy about his early schooling?
Well, here's the thing. Contrary to popular belief, Einstein wasn't a poor student at all. He excelled in mathematics and physics from an early age. What he did rebel against was the rigid, authoritarian style of education common in Germany at the time. He questioned everything and didn't simply accept what he was told.
That really brings us full circle to his quote about making mistakes and trying new things, doesn't it?
It does. And here's what's truly remarkable. His theories are still being proven correct today, like the detection of gravitational waves in 2015, which he predicted a century ago. That's the power of being willing to think differently and challenge assumptions, even when others doubt you.
So what's the key takeaway from Einstein's approach to innovation and discovery?
Well, I think it's that the greatest discoveries don't come from avoiding mistakes, but from being willing to take intellectual risks. Einstein showed us that questioning accepted wisdom and maintaining a sense of wonder are essential not just for scientific discovery, but for human progress in general. And that's something we can all learn from, whether we're scientists or not. With that, we conclude this exciting episode. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd appreciate a like and a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Your support truly helps this channel grow. See you again tomorrow. Yours, Sandor.